are kaleidoscopes of emotion, turning so fast I can't read them. No. On the final. So it's time for my reading vlog. We're going to be reading Legendborn finally. I had some arcs that came through, which is why this kind of took a back seat. And I think I really needed a fantasy right now because I'm not in a mood for romance, as you guys know. I'm just not in the mood for romance. And I love my thrillers, but I just needed something. I just needed to switch up the genre. So we're finally reading the highly anticipated Legendborn. I do have it on my Kindle. I do have it on my Kindle through the Libby app. So, and I also have it in hardcover. Look at this cover, y'all. This cover has been calling my name for the longest. But basically, this is about 16-year-old Bree. Her mother died. It's exploring, you know, how she experienced grief and how that might differ from other people and just all of that. And on the first night of her going to UNC, because they have a program, like if you are like a top scholar, highly intelligent, blah, 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 they have a program there. So her and Alice goes and she experiences something, well, witnesses something crazy on her first night there. And I think what she witnesses has some sort of like connection to the hospital her mom was at, or what happened to her mom during her accident. So since there's some kind of connection, I think she's going to try to figure out what that is. There is also a secret society of Legendborns who might be involved with this. So in the middle of all of this, unlock her powers. And then she has to decide, is she going to take the Legendborn down or join in on the fight? That's me paraphrasing. I will put the full description on the screen so you could pause and read it. But I'm only on chapter 7 and it is so good so far. I needed this. I love fantasy because of the action. Okay, now I haven't read a lot of fantasy, but I really do enjoy fantasy. I feel like thriller and fantasies are probably my top. I do like romance. I have read a lot of romance, but to be honest, I'm just like not in that mood. I have romance on my physical TBR that I gotta get through, and I'm just like anything but that. So yeah, so we're gonna work on our fantasy here. I'm so excited to get into this book. It's about 511 pages, and I'm just excited, you know. And yeah, so I will check back in at the 50% mark to let you guys know. We'll do like a temperature check about halfway. I am tired. I'm tired. Whew, yeah, I'm tired. So yes, we're gonna read this and I will check back in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, I'm reorganizing my bookshelf so I can actually show more of my books. So. Sleep, but I want to keep reading. Hey y'all, so it's time for me to do my halfway check-in, and I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I forgot to check in at 50% because I was reading and it was just getting good, and then it just kept going, and then I had things to do, and I was reading as I was waiting, and so now I'm at 66%. But since we're at the halfway mark of Legendborn, I do want to talk about what I think I would rate it at the end. Like if I had to guess what my star rating would be at this point, how do I think I'm going to end up? And I think it's going to be a 5-star read. Like I really think it's going to be a 5-star read. I am just loving everything about it. I think it is perfect like pacing. Like I'm never bored. It's never like too complicated to where you can't follow or understand. I love the writing of it. I feel like everything about this book is intentional, and I love when books are intentional. And what I mean by that is like everything from the cover, from every word that I read, I feel like it has intention or meaning behind it. Like it's not just a word or just a scene just for the sake of having it. It actually serves a purpose, and I love when a book is intentional like that. It makes me feel like you really thought about everything and not just put a story together for the sake of putting a story together. Like this was intentional. I mean, just even look at the cover. I mean, once you know, you know, like the cover is even trying to tell you something and you don't even know. And I love it. This is one of the first fantasies that I am just chomping down, YA fantasy rather, that I'm just chomping down. I can't wait. There's just so much more to the story. I like how they talk about grief or display grief, because we all grieve differently and there's different stages of grief. And I like how that is kind of like a prominent theme that pulls up here, because I don't read, 1,000 books a year, but I think that's a good topic to talk about. We experience loss, and so having that kind of displayed here, because again, Bree, her mom died and she's trying to uncover the truth surrounding that. I think it's just a good depth to the story. Like it's more than just X, Y, and Z. There's actually something more personal going on here. I just love it, y'all. I don't know what took me so long, because this book has been low-key haunting me. It has been tracking me down. Every time I would go to the bookstore, I would see it. It was either this one or Bloodmarked. The covers would attract and call me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy you. I'm going to buy you. So I have Bloodmarked already. Like I bought both. And so I'm already just 50% in this book. Well, 66% technically now, but 50% in the book. I was already like, I am so excited for the third one, Oathbound, to come out in March of 2025. Yes, one of the praises on the back, and y'all, I don't like really reading praises anymore, because I read the praises of a book, and by the time I got done with that book, I just simply did not feel the same way. So I feel like when you read praises of the book, of course, it's going to help like sell the book. Like you're never going to read anything bad on the back of a book. That's ridiculous to think you would, right? You're just going to be further sold into it. But this one in particular says Legendborn is an intoxicating and electrifying and resonates with a deep understanding and vulnerable adoration of what it's like to be a Black girl searching for the magic of herself. And I think this is also why I relate to it. It's more than just what they tell you, which I'm glad, because I hate reading synopsis of a book and I'm like, you just told me too much. Now I'm just going through the motions. Now I'm going through the paper. But I love that element of this book. Tracy Deonn captivates you from page one with her perfect pacing, exhilarating plotting, and a command of storytelling that cannot be ignored. This book will hold everything you are hostage until page by page you discover how it has actually set you free. And so far, I agree with that right now. I totally agree with that. I just love this book. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. This is how strongly I feel right now. You see this book, right? And Bloodmarked is already out. Go buy them. Go buy them right now. I don't care if you want to read it right now. You will later. You're going to put it on your bookshelf and it's going to stare at you. And then when the time is right, you're going to read it and you're going to fall in love. I love this book already. So anyways, again, not a spoiler. I can't really tell you too much of what's going on. But what page am I on? Kindle, tell me. It's on Spotify Premium if you have that. So I listened to a bit of it through audiobook. Of course, I've been reading on my Kindle through the Libby app. And of course, I have the physical copy. I have pretty much touched every medium, one way or another. But I really love reading it. It's such a good story. I'm trying to flip to the page I'm in now to give you a visual representation of where I am. So this is how much I have left, that little bit. This is how much I chopped through. You see that? Left, chopped through. It's just such a good story. I feel like even though it's YA, even though Bree is like 16 and I think Nick is 17 and all of that, it's such a powerful story. that I feel like if you don't read YA, you are missing out on so many amazing stories. You know, whether you're, you know, an adult, doesn't mean you have to stay in the adult section. I just think so many awesome stories. I can't get over how intentional this book feels, how great it is written and executed, and I see why I would see multiple versions of this book on people's bookshelves. I see why that is. So anyways, I'm gonna continue reading. I can't, that's the only thing about a physical book. You get to see like how far you like chomp down. And this is all I have left, y'all. I don't think I've read a fantasy that was like about 500 pages almost. I don't think I've read a fantasy that's like that many pages in this amount of time. Like I think it takes me a good bit. Oh yeah, and I can't wait to get to the author's note. And I like that they have the round table bloodlines back here. I don't know if I showed you guys that or not because my footage is kind of weird. I'm not trying to spoil myself, but this is so good, y'all. I can't get over it. So I will check in with my final thoughts because I'm already almost there. So I will check in with my final thoughts, and we'll let you guys know just how I feel at the end. So yeah. Y'all, I'm stressed. I'm stressing out. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I just came on here to tell y'all I'm stressed, okay? Like, I'm just stressed, okay? I am stressed. I don't even want to continue. Oh my God. Isaac stresses me out. That's all I gotta say. Oh my God. No. What chapter was this? This chapter 46 just stressed me out. From beginning to end, I've been stressed.
Chapter 57. I wake to the sun shining through the curtains.
Okay, y'all, I finished the book, and let me tell y'all, I was stressed. I was so stressed. I was so stressed. I was so, I was so stressed, y'all. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's not predictable because at least it wasn't for me. I feel like the pacing was perfect. Like I said before, the pacing was perfect. I feel like every revelation was like just perfect, added more pressure, added more feelings to it. Like this was a bomb ass book, and honestly, how I'm feeling right now, because I finished it this morning and then I had to go handle some business. And it was my cousin's birthday, so happy birthday, Chrissy. But after that, like I finished before I went, and then after that I'm like, this book is legitimately 6 stars for me. I have no complaints. Like it exceeded any expectations that I had. Like it's that bomb. I see why people have multiple versions, multiple editions of this book on their bookshelf. Like I think it's worthy of that. It's crazy. I can't even tell y'all. Like I think the ending of this definitely ends kind of like on a cliffhanger. I think because we need to figure out, we have so much to figure out. We have things to, like, how are we going to figure things out? How are we going to save this person? And so I already checked out Blood Marked from the Libby app. Like I already checked that out because I cannot wait. Like I gobbled down the last few chapters so fast that I had to go back and re-listen to it while I was driving and running errands, because I'm like, oh snap. Like I had to make sure it really like sat in my head correctly on what just happened. And I'm in love. I'm in love with this book, y'all. I'm in utter love with this book. I love this book. When I say no complaints, no complaints, I feel like it talks about grief beautifully and how that can show up. Everything was perfect in this. And even if you are not a fantasy reader, I think you would enjoy this. You're not lost, but it's not repetitive. It's just perfect, honestly. Tracy, I don't know what you done did, but you done had a masterpiece up in here. It's just beautiful. I listened to the rest of it I read Kindle, and then like chapter 52 and beyond, I had to listen to it as I was getting ready, and mind blown. I love this book, so I'll give out 6 stars. I just feel like it deserves 6 stars. Now it's time for Bloodmark, y'all. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And now I feel like I'm playing a dangerous game, because I already know Oathbound don't come out until March of 2025. But here I am saying I can't wait. I need to get to the Bloodmark. Now, I don't know. I don't know how this will be different, because I feel like the first one was so, it's just, oh my God. Anyways, the first one was 6 stars. I can't get over it. I absolutely cannot get over it. The second one, Bloodmarked, says the shadows have risen and the line is law. I can't tell y'all that, because that would just ruin what you learned in the first one. Oh my God. I just loved it. I just loved it, y'all. Now, I only have 3 tattoos. I'm not a big tattoo person. Each tattoo would mean something. And I feel like, this might be a little dramatic, but I feel like if I did get a tattoo of a book that I loved, this would definitely be one of the options. I don't know if there's a book that I've read currently that tops this. I'm so serious. I have no complaints. The pacing was perfect. The revelations. I was so stressed at chapter 52 to the end. I was so stressed. There were stressful moments in the beginning, but I was so stressed. I was so stressed from 52 to the end. So that's 52 to 58. I was so stressed. So next one is Bloodmarked. I'm going to read that. If you want a reading vlog, you let me know. It's book 2, and then Oathbound comes out March something, like March 5th, 4th, 2025. I feel like this is my favorite series, y'all. I've never read, like, I've read starts of books, like starts of series, but I've never been like, okay, I'm gonna jump right into the second one. No. I have to continue. I have to continue, yo. I have to continue. I cannot wait. I cannot stop. This one is blue. It has number 2. Oh my God. Go buy this book. I'm not even kidding. Go buy it, okay? I already have the physical version, but I like to read on my Kindle. That's why I do from living. Go buy it. Go buy Legendborn, and while you're at it, go buy Bloodmarked. I'm not playing. Go buy it. Seriously. And if you're like, oh, I'm not a fantasy reader, buy it. I don't care. You're gonna go buy it, right? And it's gonna sit on your bookshelf, and it's going to look at you. It's going to call you. And then one day when the time is right, you will answer. And then you're going to say, why on earth did I wait so long? This book just means something to me, and I can't let it go. So anyways, we're about to start Bloodmarked. I'm about to start that right now. I can already tell that I think the reason why this story just hits so well is because the author experienced what Bree is experiencing. I haven't read a book that talks about grief in this way, and now that I reached the ending, this cover makes a lot more sense on what's going down. So that's the end of my reading vlog. I just had to tell y'all how the ending was, because it was fire. It was twist, and I hate the word twisty, but there was twist. Like, I just did not expect, I don't know what I expected. I couldn't predict what we find out along the way. I just could not. Go buy the series. I'm not playing. If you needed a sign, this is your sign. I'm talking to you. You're not watching this video by chance. Okay? You need to go buy Legendborn and Bloodmarked immediately. And then you also need to go ahead and pre-order Oathbound. And I don't know if this is going to just be a trilogy or not, but every book that is tied to this, you need to buy it. I love this book so much. Like, I'm trying not to be so dramatic, but I'm just like, when you put me in the grave, put these books with me. That's how I feel. Like, that's how dramatic I am. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Go buy the series. I'm not playing with you. And until next time, peace.